Below a vibrant sky, the Grand Ares Empire spreads out. Its walls rise high, protecting a city centered around a magnificent palace. Amidst the lively town square, an imposing statue overlooked the daily hustle. Lin Luo watched, a calm smile on his face as the common folk bustled by, seemingly unaware of the shifting tides. Guards walk their rounds. A man smiles at the quiet city. Isn't it so peaceful, he ponders, a fleeting calm in these dark times. Beneath the empire's calm, two guards patrol. Their wary eyes and hushed concerns reveal a city on edge, knowing trouble might strike at any moment from the revolutionaries. Two city guards scoffed, sharing a laugh as they dismissed the revolutionaries as mere country bumpkins, their arrogance clear for all to see. A young guard, spear in hand, confidently remarks on the recent quiet. He believes the rebels' efforts were pointless, a smug grin on his face. Is this true peace, or just a lull? The veteran guard, scanning the quiet streets, mused that perhaps the Empire's knights had finally dealt with the rebellious whispers. Under the clear sky, a grand hero's statue stands tall, gazing upon the city. A quiet hope hangs in the air, a silent wish for this newfound peace to last. Tonight, within the stone walls, General Thuron gathered his knights. Their eyes, grim and focused, followed his hand over the strategic map, detailing the path for their immediate, decisive action. General Thuron's grip tightened, his eyes unwavering. This is the only way to regain the kingdom, he declared, his voice firm, ready for the crucial battle ahead. The knights, faces grim and determined, stood ready in the dim, rugged chamber. The weight of their mission settled heavily upon them. The knights stood, grim and ready. One nodded silently, acknowledging the weight of the mission. Tonight, fate would be decided. General Thuron stared intently at the brown-haired knight. Your role, he declared, is the most important. The air was thick with the mission's gravity. As the strategy unfolded, a formidable knight, Logan McLean, stood ready. His presence spoke of grim resolve for the looming battle. General Thuron's face was etched with grim resolve. Protect the secret text at all costs. His urgent command emphasized the mission's paramount importance. General Thuron's face was etched with grim resolve. The weight of his critical command settled heavy upon him, knowing the kingdom's fate hung in the balance. Logan McLean, with a grim resolve in his red eyes, acknowledges the grave task. The mission's weight settles upon him. Footsteps echoed in the dim hall. The knights, with grim resolve, began to move, their armor glinting as they set out for their urgent mission. Logan McLean led the way, his armor gleaming. The brown-haired knight followed, ready to face the urgent mission that lay before them. The brown-haired knight grins, making a remark. Logan McLean, silent and distant, simply turns his head, the weight of their mission heavy in the air. Logan McLean, with a stern gaze, clarified their true objective, the secret text. His surprised comrade absorbed the critical words. The true objective, glowing with fierce resolve. This sacred text, for which countless lives have already been sacrificed, holds the Empire's fate. The brown-haired knight, a worried smile on his face, looks at Logan. Logan, resolute, carries the immense burden, knowing this sacred text makes him the Empire's prime target. Logan McLean, burdened by his critical role, questioned if he truly volunteered. The brown-haired knight reminded him of his vital skill and the patriotic duty of his task. The curious knight, visibly flustered, cut through the tension. He sharply reminded them to respect their comrades, not inadvertently insult them. Logan McLean turned, his voice cutting through. He revealed their mission wasn't born of simple patriotism, but something far more complicated. But patriotism? No. Logan McLean's face twisted, illuminated by a fierce glow. His true motivation burned clear. Revenge. Once he was nothing, but now Lin Luo bursts forth, his past regrets fueling a new beginning, a powerful resolve. The crowd watches in disbelief. Young Logan lies defeated in the courtyard, his own brother, Ronian, standing over him. An unexpected fall for the young master. Logan stares, eyes wide with shock and disbelief. Ronian, his brother, a genius. The painful realization hits Logan hard, a crushing blow after his public defeat. Ronian stood over young Master Logan, crumpled in the dirt. 10 years of night training, utterly useless. The air hung heavy with defeat. Young Master Logan lay utterly defeated, bloodied on the dusty ground. The harsh whisper of disbelief echoed. Could this truly be the family's eldest son? Young Master Logan's hand gripped the sword, the stark clang echoing the McLean family's bleak future. Despair, or was it resolve, hardened his grasp. His bruised hand lay helpless on the cold ground. A chilling paralysis spread rapidly. What was this vile poison? In a lavish hall, Lord McLean's enraged voice echoes, "You poisoned your own brother Logan. the air thickens with betrayal and disbelief as Logan stands accused. Young Master Logan stands in silent despair. His brother's fate hangs heavy, a grim consequence of his actions. What now for the McLean family? Logan's face twisted in silent agony, tears streaming down as the heavy weight of his mistakes and future crushed him. Young Master Logan, his head bandaged, screams with furious, desperate eyes, consumed by the madness of his actions. The patriarch stood before the grand window, his words echoing with finality. "You are no longer my son." A shadow fell upon Logan's path, cast out from all he knew. Cast out from his home, Logan turned his back on everything he knew. A new path, forged in the dark, now awaited him as a lone wanderer. Armored, Logan runs through the darkness. After 10 long years, he finally faces the truth of his terrible past self, forging ahead. He arrived, but the towering inferno swallowed everything. A bitter truth hit him: it was all too late. Whispers filled the air. One woman leaned in close to another, a hushed secret about to be shared, hinting at news that would soon ripple through the city. Whispers spread like wildfire through the city square. A mysterious hooded figure walks steadily towards the commotion, as the air crackles with grim anticipation of a public hanging. Under the heavy hood, the prisoner stood in silence. A faint goatee framed his jaw as the speaker prepared to finally utter his name, ending the suspense. Amidst the chilling rain, a voice cried out, "McLean," revealing the prisoner's true name in the somber square. The name echoed through the square. On the rain-slicked platform, Ronian McLean stood, his tragic fate now sealed, as the crowd watched in heavy silence. Rain lashed down as a cloaked figure sped through the streets, water splashing with each stride. Onlookers whispered of an aura user, a hero who fought the Empire, while others lamented the royal family's desertion. Against the grim backdrop, Ronian McLean screamed in despair. A crucial, unsaid truth burned within him, a desperate plea in his final moments. Logan McLean charged forward, his spirit ablaze. His coat billowed as he pushed through the blinding light, a single desperate plea echoing in his heart. The blood-stained blade descended with a chilling finality amidst the rain. Logan McLean's red eye widened, reflecting the horror of what he had witnessed. He was too late. Amidst the crimson downpour, a figure screams, demanding everyone's attention. "Everyone look," they bellow, poised to reveal a truth that will shake the city. Under a blood-red sky, a defiant figure raised Ronian McLean's severed head. "The end of a fool who dared to stand against the Empire," he roared, igniting a storm of despair and rebellion. The square pulsed with a blood-red light and falling rain. The crowd erupted, hands raised, a unified, frenzied roar tearing through the chaotic air. Tears streamed down Logan McLean's face, his features contorted in agony. Bathed in a crimson glow, his silent scream promises a terrible reckoning. Rain streamed down Logan McLean's face, mixing with his tears. A primal scream tore from him, his eyes burning with raw grief and a fierce, vengeful rage against the Empire. Under the dark, stormy sky, the castle glowed ominously. A desperate cry echoed, "After him." The chase had begun. Amidst the chaos, a helmeted guard roars, eyes hidden by darkness. "It's him. The pursuit has begun," the target identified. "That redhead has the secret book." The shout rings out as Logan McLean, vibrant red hair ablaze, charges forward. Empire soldiers pursue him relentlessly. The chase for the sacred text has begun. Logan McLean roared, pushing past his limits. Sweat beaded on his face, eyes burning with desperate resolve as the chase intensified. Logan McLean moved like a thunderclap, armor gleaming as he pressed forward through the glowing corridors. The pursuit was relentless, but so was his resolve. Logan McLean grit his teeth, pushing forward through the grand hall. Behind him, an Empire soldier screamed, "Over there." The relentless chase continued. His armored hand gripped the sword, sparks flying. Logan McLean cursed under his breath, the relentless chase tightening its hold. An Empire soldier lunged forward, spear ready, his roar echoing, "Die, rebel." The relentless chase for the sacred text intensified. Logan McLean's sword clashed violently, pushing back an Empire soldier. His desperate struggle turned into a furious counterattack, revenge fueling every strike. Logan McLean roared, his blade clashing fiercely. With a desperate grunt, he pushed back his pursuer, his eyes burning with vengeful fire. The chase continued relentlessly. An Empire soldier strains, grimacing as Logan's fierce strike violently pushes back his sword. The clash echoes with desperate force. The Empire soldier cried out in pain, clutching his throat. Logan's fierce attack struck true, leaving him reeling in agony. Logan McClane unleashed a furious strike, blood spraying as an Empire soldier reeled back. The desperate chase was far from over. Logan McClane grimaced, deflecting another fierce swing from an Empire soldier. The relentless pursuit for the sacred text continued, each clash echoing his desperate struggle. Logan's fury intensified with each strike. Bloodied but relentless, he drove his blade into the collapsing Empire soldier, an unstoppable force. Logan McClane grimaced, his blade deflecting a heavy strike. The relentless Empire soldier pressed his assault, each blow a desperate fight for survival. An Empire soldier, grimacing in the chaos, lunges with a blood-soaked sword. The fight for the sacred text rages on, desperate and brutal. Logan McClane grimaced, his resolve burning. He pushed harder, demanding more asterisk from himself, his movements a blur of red and steel against the dark. Logan McClane's eyes, burning red, blazed with raw hatred. He wouldn't stop, each strike a furious vow against the Empire. More bastards would fall. Boots pounded hard on the wooden floor as Logan was relentlessly pursued. Shouts cut through the air. Over there, surround him. Cornered within the Empire's grand halls, Logan McClane stands firm, dual swords ready. Imperial soldiers demand the stolen secret text. This isn't just a chase, it's a defiant, desperate stand. Cornered and exhausted, Logan McClane gasps, sweat beading. The weight of his defiance and his brother's memory bears down. Is this truly his end, after all he has endured? Logan McClane let out a bitter breath, sweat trickling down his jaw. Even at rock bottom, his grim resolve hardened. Cornered by Empire soldiers, Logan McClane stood firm. His voice cut through the tension. You leave me with no choice. A battle was inevitable. Logan's grip tightened around the glowing orb. A surge of crimson power erupted, crushing it as he embraced its might, preparing for his ultimate stand. Consumed by burning rage, Logan McClane roared, unleashing an explosive wave of crimson power. Let's all die. His desperate, all-out attack ignited. Logan's crimson power exploded. Empire soldiers, caught in the devastating surge, could only gape in wide-eyed shock as the overwhelming force consumed them. A blinding, crimson light bursts from the chamber, an overwhelming surge of energy that washes over everything. Logan's defiance now truly explodes. Logan's furious power shattered the very foundations of the Imperial halls. A blinding surge of energy erupted, consuming everything in its path. After unleashing his fury, Logan McClane floats in a starry void. His struggle is over, yet even in this ethereal space, a profound regret lingers in his heart. Floating in the cosmic void, Logan McClane closes his eyes. A deep regret weighs on his soul, wishing he had begged for forgiveness. In the endless cosmic void, Logan's armored hand reaches out. A silent plea, a final hope, lingers for a reunion beyond this life. In the blinding light, Logan's heart cried out. All he wanted was to finally beg his family for forgiveness. Young Master Logan, eyes wide and bloodshot, gasps in horrified despair. A brutal truth shatters his world as his fist clenches, consumed by self-loathing. A searing headache jolted Logan McClane awake. His eyes now bandaged, struggled to see, the world a blur of pain and confusion. A searing pain lanced through Logan, his eyes snapping open. Sweat beaded on his brow as confusion twisted his features. How could he feel this agony? Disoriented, young Master Logan awakens in his bed, a bandage across his head. A concerned attendant asks if he's all right. Has his desperate battle somehow brought him back? Logan, with his vibrant red hair and bandaged head, stared wide-eyed. A profound shock washed over him as he whispered, "You're—" Logan, now awake, stared at Rick, his loyal servant. A surge of recognition, laced with shock and confusion, washed over the young master as his past life clashed with this new reality. Awakened Logan stares, utterly stunned. "Rick, you died decades ago." He gasps, pointing. "How are you alive?" A profound shock washes over him. Rick's face twisted in sheer terror, his world shattering around him. Logan's revelation had struck him like a bolt of pure, shocking energy. Rick collapses in a panic, screaming for a doctor, convinced young Master Logan's head is badly hurt. Logan, deep in troubled thought, looks away. Rick frantically demands a doctor, panic seizing him and the maid. A bewildered Logan, sweat beading, affirms his shocking new reality. Through the window, awakened Logan watches knights clash outside. Sweat beads on his brow, the metallic sounds fueling his deep unease. The same family symbol, etched on a knight's shield and fluttering on a banner, confronted him everywhere. It was a stark reminder of his past. His head still bandaged, Logan stared, red eyes wide with disbelief. A trickle of sweat ran down his brow. Was this new reality simply a dream? From the shadows of the doorway, Ronian peeked out, his face etched with shock, as he stammered a familiar name. This bewildered reunion deepened Logan's confusion about his reality. A concerned voice pierced Logan's daze, sweat beaded on his brow, his eyes distant and troubled as the question echoed, "Are you all right?" Suddenly, Ronian stood exposed, his face pale with shock and confusion. Was that truly Logan's voice he heard after all this time? Lin Luo frowned, sweat beading on his temple. His red eyes were distant, lost in deep thought about the uncertain path ahead. Lin Luo's fist clenched tight, sweat beading as his body trembled. This scene, the weight of it pressed down, demanding a decision. Logan's gaze fell upon Ronian, and suddenly, a vivid memory resurfaced. Their first fateful duel. The past undeniably was here. Young Master Logan, consumed by rage, screamed a defiant rejection. His past self, full of bitter anger, pushes away whoever dared to approach him. Young Master Logan, face contorted with rage, points an accusatory finger, unleashing cruel words that echo his burning contempt. Young Master Logan's eyes burned with memory, sweat beading as he recalled a time Ronian followed him despite everything. The past weighed heavily, a shadow over his awakened mind. Logan clutches his head, overwhelmed by a sudden, searing agony. Ronian watches, utterly shocked and distressed, calling out his brother's name in despair. Rick gently tried to guide young Master Logan to rest, but Logan, his gaze troubled, insisted he was fine, despite Rick's deep worry. Ronian stared, his voice barely a whisper. "Young Master," he asked as Logan watched him, a complicated gaze in his red eyes. Logan, his pain veiled, offers a gentle, inviting smile. "Ronian," he calls out, beckoning his brother closer. "A fragile new beginning?" Lin Luo's eyes widened, a fresh surprise or sudden understanding dawning in his gaze. What new truth had just unfolded before him? Rick scratched his head, utterly confused. What was happening? Young Master Logan, calm despite his bandage, watched Ronian, deepening Rick's bewilderment. Logan, still recovering, offered a sincere apology to Ronian. Ronian, in turn, reassured him, accepting his words. A quiet understanding began to heal old wounds. Young Master Logan offered a genuine smile, reassuring Ronian that he was blameless. The burden he knew was his to carry. A choked gasp escaped Logan. He struggled, trying to utter his apology, words catching in his throat. Ronian's worry filled his voice, urging Logan to rest as he clutched his head. Despite everything, his concern for his brother was clear. Ronian stares, wide-eyed and sweating, a realization dawning on him. The truth of this bewildering new reality hits him with full force. Gasping in pain, Lin Luo fell on the front lines, his duty to the kingdom ending in tragic death. He was gone. After their heartfelt talk, Logan sat in quiet contemplation. The dim light of the room reflected his still troubled mind, even as a fragile peace began to settle. A gentle touch, Ronian offered quiet comfort, a silent promise to Logan as their fractured bond began to heal. Logan, his head still bandaged, sincerely apologized to Ronian, shoulders held in a moment of heartfelt regret. A new path for them, born from his remorse. Young Master Logan wept, his heart heavy with regret. The weight of his past, finally acknowledged, brought him to his knees as a raw apology escaped him. Logan wept, his regret finally spilling out. Ronian, surprised but understanding, held his brother close as years of pain washed away. Logan stared, wide-eyed and troubled. Even after reconciliation, the raw emotions and the weight of his past pressed down, a confusing, overwhelming flood. Even after reconciliation, young Master Logan's eyes glistened with unshed tears, his face contorted in pain. The weight of his past still pressed down on him, heavy and unyielding. In the golden light, Logan and Ronian embraced, tears finally calming. A long-lost bond, now healed, filled the room with warmth. After their heartfelt reconciliation, a door opened, bathing the room in warm light. A new path beckoned for Logan. With a bright smile, Ronian promised to visit again. The warmth of their mended bond filled the room as he left. Young Master Logan, smiling gently, waves a hand, telling someone to rest. A quiet peace now fills him after his talk with Ronian. After pouring out his heart, young Master Logan finally offered a genuine, peaceful smile. The heavy weight of his past seemed to lift, ushering in a quiet new beginning. Logan looks back, a bandage still on his head. After all he's been through, this new reality still feels like a fragile dream. The familiar emblem of the white flag fluttered under a vast, clear sky. This vivid sight confirmed he truly was back in the past, a second chance now undeniably real. Bandage across his brow, Lin Luo's gaze hardened. He knew what had to be done, he would change everything. A sudden shocked cry pierced the quiet. Young Master Logan, his eyes sharp, stared ahead, his renewed resolve clear. Young Master Logan stands surprised. Before him, a terrified maid bows deeply, tears streaming as she desperately apologizes for the commotion, her words echoing in the grand hall. His fragile peace was shattered by the sudden cry. Young Master Logan, still bandaged, stared forward, utterly bewildered by the new disturbance. For what? He wondered. Rick, with an apologetic laugh, stood beside a mortified Maid Mary whose face was flushed with embarrassment. An accidental room mix-up had clearly just disturbed someone's peace. Young Master Logan buried his face, a wave of mortification washing over him. The maid's apology brought back stark, shameful memories of his own past cruelty. Awakened Logan, still bearing his injury, dismissed Maid Mary's fault. With a changed heart, he then asked Rick for a pen and paper, leaving both servants utterly surprised. Rick stood aghast, sweat beading on his brow, while Maid Mary covered her trembling mouth in terror. Logan's calm demand for a pen and paper left them utterly bewildered and terrified. The requested paper and ornate pen were carefully placed on the wooden desk. Now Logan had the tools for his newfound purpose. Awakened Logan, now at his desk, politely dismissed Rick and requested privacy. His unexpected courtesy left Rick utterly dumbfounded, still reeling from Logan's changed demeanor. Despite Logan's polite dismissal, Rick still hovered, his persistent concern now visibly irritating young Master Logan. A vein throbbed, his patience wearing thin. After Logan's sharp words, Rick, with a relieved breath and a nervous smile, finally agreed to leave the young master in peace. Logan's patience snapped, a visible throb of irritation. Rick's lingering concern, though absent, still weighed heavily on him. Rick finally left, believing Logan to be fine. Yet, Logan clutched his head, the lingering frustration now a throbbing pain, an enduring echo of Rick's persistent concern. Young Master Logan tried to be patient, but his clenched fists and sweating brow revealed a boiling rage. He struggled to accept the bitter consequences of his past. Young Master Logan's crimson eyes gleamed with fierce resolve. He knew the most vital task was to meticulously record every unfolding event, a new path forward forged in his reborn reality. A dragon flag flies over a scarred land, scattered with broken weapons. A fiery glow paints a future of war, a disaster Logan is now determined to prevent. Gripping the quill, awakened Logan began to write. This meticulous record of the future was his weapon, his resolve set on preventing the catastrophic war he envisioned. Logan's hand gripped the quill, poised to write. He was about to document the future, but a crucial thought, a deeper urgency, halted him. Flames engulfed the battlefield. An armored man with a mustache screams, grabbing a woman's arm, her face etched in terror. A family struggles, broken by the war. Awakened Logan paused, hand to his chin. He knew what must be prevented first. His path to change the future began now. The chess pieces stood ready, a silent game of fate and strategy about to unfold. In this quiet room, a new path was being forged. A sudden knock-knock breaks the silence, pulling Logan from his thoughts. Who could be at the door? Lord McLean stood by the vast window, cloaked in solemnity. The light outlined his form as thoughts of his heavy role as patriarch filled the quiet room. Lord McLean's solemn reflection ended abruptly. The first young master had arrived, his presence announced, setting the stage for their long-awaited meeting. Lord McLean's stoic demeanor shattered, his eyes widening in disbelief as he repeated the name. Logan is... Footsteps echoed. Young Master Logan walked steadily, approaching his father after so long, each step a testament to his transformed resolve. A sudden, startling noise made two maids jump back in shock. Their eyes wide with alarm, they gasped at whatever new disruption young Master Logan was bringing. Rick cleared his throat, a worried sound breaking the tense air. Beside him, another attendant sweated nervously, awaiting the unfolding events. Young Master Logan continued his advance, his presence causing two maids to flinch back in surprise. A ripple of unexpected shock spread through the quiet hall. A maid stumbled, a pile of clean laundry almost slipping from her grasp. Her eyes wide, she let out a shocked gasp, caught completely off guard. Maid Mary crumpled to the floor, face filled with terror as young Master Logan stood before her. The weight of his presence was heavy. Maid Mary, trembling, collapsed in despair. Her heart pounded, haunted by her misstep before the young master. Utter terror consumed her. Maid Mary trembled, consumed by terror. But then a hand reached out and a gentle voice asked, "Are you okay?" Maid Mary, Overwhelmed by Logan's unexpected kindness, gratefully took his extended hand. A relieved smile replaced her terror. "Ah, thank you," she whispered. A crimson gaze snapped open, reflecting a burning resolve. The weight of future burdens pressed down, yet Logan's will hardened, ready to face it all. A chilling, sadistic grin twisted Logan's face, his eyes glowing crimson. Rick could only let out a terrified gasp as the young master's dark nature resurfaced, shattering any illusion of peace. Rick collapsed, begging for forgiveness, overwhelmed by his mistakes. Logan turned, confused by the sudden, desperate outburst. Young Master Logan rubbed his aching temple, understanding his drastic transformation was unsettling his bewildered servants. Adjusting to his new self would take time, not just for him, but for everyone. Young Master Logan stared into his reflection, the bandage still a stark reminder. He knew he had to carefully show everyone the person he had become. Bathed in a harsh light, young Master Logan offered a smile. Yet, despite his efforts, it was an awkward, unsettling grin. Young Master Logan stood patiently by the grand door as Rick announced his arrival. A long-awaited reunion was finally at hand. Young Master Logan faced his father, a nervous gulp betraying his calm facade. The long-awaited confrontation had begun. Lord McLean stood, back to the light, his grim words echoing. A father's final judgment, severing ties, leaving Logan utterly alone. Lord McLean stood, a lone silhouette against a fiery glow, his heart perhaps colder than the flames he ignored, a father who had given up. His fist clenched tight, a searing realization taking hold. His father's indifference was not cruelty. How foolish he had been to think otherwise. The heavy door slowly creaked shut, sealing Logan's fate. The cold finality of being cast out hung heavy, a bitter truth he now had to carry alone. Disowned and alone, young Master Logan stood bathed in a stark, warm light. A composed yet unsettling smile graced his lips, a quiet declaration for his father. The great chamber was silent. A cloaked figure, young Master Logan, stepped into the light, announcing his presence to Lord McLean. His return was a declaration. With a soft swish of his ornate robe, Lord McLean turned, his departure sealing the finality of Logan's disownment. Lord McLean turned, his voice a somber echo in the grand hall. "Logan." The name hung heavy, a final farewell as a new, solitary path opened before the young master. A choked cry escaped Logan's lips, the weight of his father's final word crushing him. "Father." Young Master Logan looked down, his breath catching. A wave of profound regret washed over him, a silent apology forming on his lips. The patriarch, Patrick McLean, bathed in regal light, fixes his gaze and demands to know the purpose. His air of authority leaves no room for hesitation. Young Master Logan stood, head slightly bowed, a bead of sweat betraying his quiet unease. His gaze was pensive, still under the crushing weight of his father's cold indifference. He was about to speak. Patrick McLean, his stern gaze unwavering, listened to Logan's words. A flicker of surprise crossed his face. Isolated training, the request seemed to catch him off guard. A formidable knight stands, clad in gleaming armor, radiating immense power. With sword drawn and shield ready, this figure embodies the unwavering strength and preparation of a rising force. His eyes, burning with fierce resolve, held a singular, urgent truth. To achieve all he envisioned, the protagonist knew what he desperately needed: money, and fast. The Grand McLean Manor, now a symbol of desperation, proudly declared itself open for business. Yet a stark truth echoed: the once proud McLean family was now beggared, completely out of money. A vision of immense opportunity, bathed in light, a mysterious figure represented the chance to secure a year's budget with one pivotal incident, just 3 months away. Logan stood before Patrick McLean, who sternly questioned his motives for seeking isolated training. The air crackled with unspoken history and Logan's silent, determined resolve. With a bandaged head, awakened Logan faced his father. He confessed his past shortcomings, declaring a firm resolve to change even if it was late. Patrick McLean's stern gaze hardened, a clear disbelief etched on his face. Despite Logan's earnest words, his father remained unconvinced, his indifference unwavering. Young Master Logan, reflecting on his father's unwavering disbelief, realized his past conduct was indeed to blame. His new path wouldn't be easy. Patrick McLean closed his eyes, his patience clearly exhausted. He'd heard such words before, a repetitive echo of empty promises he no longer believed. Patrick McLean, cloaked, delivers a chilling command. Logan, head bandaged, stares in profound realization at his father's unchanging indifference. Patrick McLean's stern gaze was cast downward, his face etched with somber reflection, battling an inner turmoil over past mistakes. A bead of sweat formed on awakened Logan's temple. His red eyes, filled with regret, reflected the weight of his past. He understood now his former self was truly foolish. Young Master Logan, still recovering, makes a heartfelt vow. He will use his training to conquer his past immaturity, his voice filled with earnest resolve. Young Master Logan, cloaked in fur, pleaded with fierce resolve, "Please allow me to do so, father." His eyes burned, ready for the path ahead. Patrick McLean watched Logan, a flicker of something new in his son's eyes. This time his resolve felt real, not just another excuse. Bright light filled the silent room as Patrick McLean questioned Logan's training duration. Logan calmly stated his plan: 3 months. Logan, still bandaged, declared his true purpose. The training wasn't about rivaling Ronian but a profound commitment to his new path. His gaze burned with firm resolve. Patrick McLean's deep red beard framed a solemn face. Logan's earnest words, a vow to make the most of his short training time, echoed, leaving a profound silence in the air. Bathed in a hopeful glow, young Master Logan's face shone with pure joy. His sincere request had been granted and a path to change now opened before him. Logan turned, his thoughtful gaze fixed on an unseen speaker. Someone called his name, pulling him to a new moment of quiet anticipation. Logan McLean stood cloaked, gazing at the bright spring light. A new dawn promised transformation as he prepared for his isolated training. Awakened Logan, bandage still on his head, offered a quiet, caring word. His new, determined path was truly beginning. A gentle smile touched Logan's lips, bathed in a soft glow. His resolve, tempered by new kindness, now shone with quiet determination as he embraced his isolated training. A few days later, under a clear sky, the world seemed to hold its breath. Logan's dedicated training had begun. The solitary training ground. A worn pack hit the earth with a dull thud. "I'm here," a voice affirmed, ready to begin. Beneath the giant, sun-drenched tree, Logan surveyed his private training ground. This isolated place was perfect for his solitary path. Under the bright sky, young Master Logan rummaged through his pack. He needed to keep his unique training method hidden for now. After days of solitary training, Logan's hand finally closed around the forgotten ancient text. This was it, the path forward. Lin Luo smirked, holding the ancient book. This divine sword secrets was a critical treasure from his past life. He wouldn't let the Empire seize it again. Bathed in golden light, an armored hero raises their sword as the ancient Phoenix tome unleashes the profound secrets of the ancient times. Young Master Logan proudly clutched the newly transcribed secrets. The ancient knowledge was now safely coded away, secured by his own hand. Now Logan confidently grasps his newfound power. With the ancient secrets at his command, the Empire's might no longer seems a threat. His past weakness is gone. A surge of golden energy pulsed from Logan's clenched fist. This was it, a chance to rewrite destiny, powered by ancient knowledge. Channeling his immense power, Logan's chest radiated with a golden light. His past self would have crumbled, but now his focus was absolute, forging a new core of strength. Logan closed his eyes, a golden aura erupting from his chest. His core complete, power surged, a full evolution of his force confirmed. Logan's red eyes snapped open, a gasp escaping him. His evolved power pulsed, bringing with it a sudden, shocking revelation. Golden energy swirled, rapidly solidifying into a dazzling core. The incredible speed of its formation was a shocking new revelation. Golden power erupted from Logan's chest, shocking him with its intense glow. His core had formed, rapidly evolving far beyond what he expected. A radiant golden core pulsed with raw power, thrumming intensely. Dense energy burst forth, a vital step in Logan's transformation. Under a brilliant sky, young Master Logan clenched his fist, a satisfied smirk on his face. His body vibrated with newfound power, like soaking in long-awaited rain. With a steady hand, Logan gripped his blade. If the ancient secrets he transcribed were true, his training was about to unlock unimaginable power. Logan's foot slammed down, the ground shattering as ancient power surged, ready to be unleashed. Logan's red eyes flared with fierce resolve. With ancient power surging, his determination burned brighter than ever, ready to face any challenge. With a fierce swing, Logan unleashed the ancient power he'd gained. Golden energy erupted from his blade, shattering the very ground beneath him. Logan beams, feeling his entire being reborn. His body and senses have sharpened, now perfectly attuned for wielding the sword. Logan stands beneath the bright sky, his sword ready. The Corps' rapid formation surprised him, but now he is poised to unleash the ancient power flowing within. Logan gazed upward, a confident smile gracing his lips. With his newfound power, he knew 3 months would make him unstoppable. Logan, brimming with power, pushes his training harder in the sunlit woods. His confident smirk promises even greater growth. Amidst the sun-drenched woods, powerful gusts heralded Logan's relentless training. His determined shouts of "ha" and "hiya" sliced through the air, embodying his fierce resolve. Sunlight pierced the dense canopy, painting the quiet forest with golden hues. Within this seclusion, Logan's intense training continued day after day. Sunlight broke through the dense forest canopy, illuminating the quiet woods. Logan's intense training continued in the serene solitude. The clear, bright sky beamed down. With each passing day, Logan's intense training forged a new path. The ground trembled beneath Logan's boots. Each forceful step during his intense training forged his new power into unstoppable might. Under the warm forest light, Logan stood, his intense training finally complete. He gripped his blade, ready for the path ahead. Logan's hand gripped his sword. Drawing upon the single core he possessed, he unleashed a devastating time-space slashes, a strike that cut through reality. A blaze of power erupts around Logan as he strikes. His sword, fueled by his one-star core, unleashes the very first technique, cutting through the forest air. Logan's hands blazed, unleashing a torrent of fiery energy from his sword. His first core technique roared to life, shattering the air with raw power. Golden energy surged, igniting Logan's eyes with fierce resolve. He would succeed, no matter the cost. Logan launched himself, his blade ablaze with golden light. The slashing wave erupted, a torrent of pure force tearing through the air. Golden energy erupted, tearing through the air. The slashing wave struck with overwhelming force. Logan gasped, sweat beading from the raw power he'd unleashed. Each breath was heavy, but his resolve, forged in golden energy, burned brighter than ever. Logan landed hard, his grip firm on the sword. Each powerful strike took its toll, yet his resolve remained unshaken in the secluded training grounds. "Ha ha ha," Logan chuckled, sweat glistening as a broad, triumphant smile lit his face. His intense training was clearly paying off. Deep in the sun-dappled forest, Logan stood, backpack slung over his shoulder. His intense, isolated training had concluded, and a new journey filled with unwavering resolve lay before him. The power, it was truly his. Logan roared with triumphant laughter, his sword lying beside him amidst the golden glow of his victory. Awakened Logan looked outward, a knowing smile gracing his lips. This power, it was far beyond what anyone imagined, even himself. Logan's hand, still faintly glowing with spent energy, trembled with the toll of his powerful strike. Drained but resolute, he knew this exhausting move was a secret weapon, invaluable when the time came. Young Master Logan smirked, his clenched fist glowing with power. His intense training was complete. Now he would proudly show his father the results of his efforts. After intense training, Logan caught a whiff of himself. A quick wash was definitely in order before facing his father. Beneath the proud McLean banner, a sharp voice cut through the morning air. "What did you say?" The words hung heavy, a sudden disbelief challenging Logan's triumphant return. A smirk played on the armored captain's face as he blocked Logan's path. The patriarch refused to see him, a clear sign of dismissal. Approaching the armored captain, young Master Logan questioned his father's condition. Behind him, Rick watched nervously as their path remained blocked. The armored captain flashed an arrogant grin. "Family law dictates even you cannot see the patriarch without prior notice, young master." His dismissive tone cut deep. Rick couldn't believe the old family rules, especially after only 3 months. Logan listened, a thoughtful concern in his eyes. The captain's unsettling grin denied Logan access. This new obstacle, unknown from his past life, made Logan question how much his new timeline had truly shifted. A sharp, unseen impact rattled Logan's ear as the captain's fury flared. This new timeline offered unexpected, harsh resistance. From the mansion window, 2 guards stood watch. Inside, Logan's amplified senses caught a subtle noise, but the guards casually dismissed any stir as merely the first master. The mansion guards shared mocking laughs, dismissing Logan as a coward. Unaware of his amplified senses, their whispers of disrespect filled the air. The armored captain coolly blocked Logan's path, stating formal rules. Logan stood, realizing his reputation was now so low, even the family knights openly mocked him. Rick looked on, worried. Logan lets out a frustrated sigh. Dealing with the endless mockery and obstacles, this new path was proving quite troublesome. Logan, ready to mend his reputation, felt his resolve challenged. A sharp voice cut the air, demanding his name as if he were an unknown, interrupting his careful plans. Logan turned, his aura calm. The armored captain, taken aback, stared as Logan reached for something, a stark change from their earlier exchange. Logan's eyes closed, absorbing the name. A crucial piece of the future puzzle just clicked into place for him. Logan's sharp words echoed, challenging the old, dead rule that blocked him. The McLean guards simply peered out the window, seemingly indifferent to his frustration. Rick stares wide-eyed as young Master Logan confronts past insolence, a new resolve hardening his demeanor. The armored captain reeled back, his face a mask of shock as Logan McLean, with unwavering resolve, declared his intent to pay back every ounce of humiliation. A swift, powerful blow connected. The dismissive captain reeled back, struck by Logan's sudden fierce retribution. With fiery resolve, young Master Logan extends his hand, shouting a powerful challenge. He demands a duel with Sir Dominan, his voice ringing with fierce determination. The McLean guards stood frozen, bewildered. What shocking words had Logan just declared to provoke such utter disbelief? Young Master Logan stood, a wide, taunting smile on his face. He openly challenged Dominan, questioning if fear kept him silent. The air crackled with his renewed confidence. Young Master Logan smirked, his taunt sharp as he questioned the rumored coward. Rick, behind him, gasped in sheer terror, completely bewildered by his young master's sudden change. Dominan reeled, his hand flying to his face. Logan's cutting words, echoing like thunder, brought a humiliating silence. He could only endure. Humiliated Dominan, hand covering his face, finally declared his reluctant acceptance. Young Master Logan watched from behind, a triumphant smirk on his lips. Humiliated but resolute, Dominan's fist clenched, a surge of power radiating as he uttered his acceptance. The duel was on. Logan's taunts hit their mark. Dominan, seething with a furious glare, faced the confident young Master Logan. The air crackled with their brewing confrontation. Sunlight warmed the armory, illuminating rows of spears and empty weapon racks. A quiet tension filled the air, a calm before the storm of the upcoming duel. Logan smirked, his training weapon poised. Dominan, armored and defiant, clenched his fist. The stage was set, their duel finally underway. The mansion guards scoffed, utterly convinced of young Master Logan's folly. Going against a knight, he's definitely losing this one, they muttered, their disbelief barely concealed. Even as Logan stood ready for his duel, whispers of his past humiliation by Ronian and doubts about his resolve echoed behind him. He remained oblivious to the scorn. Whispers and laughter filled the air as the duel began. Logan, blunt weapon over his shoulder, heard every taunt. A subtle annoyance crossed his face. No one expected him to win, huh? Amidst the lingering mockery, young Master Logan remained surprisingly composed. He held his blunt weapon, a calm gaze meeting the challenge, ready for the duel to begin. Dominan's face contorted, teeth grinding in furious rage. Logan's sarcastic taunt echoed, only intensifying the knight's boiling anger as the duel began. Young Master Logan, with a taunting smirk, casually held his weapon. He dared Dominan to speak, questioning his courage before all the knights. His confidence was absolute. Young Master Logan stood ready for the fight, blunt weapon held casually. Behind him, Maid Mary and the other attendants watched in wide-eyed shock and fear. Amidst the rising panic, a sinister smile emerged. Rick froze in sheer terror, his breath caught, as if witnessing the impossible unfold. The duel commenced. A deliberate asterisk thump asterisk echoed as feet stepped forward, initiating the battle. The air crackled with anticipation. With a powerful declaration, the air crackled. Young Master Logan stood composed, while Sir Dominan seethed with rage. The official duel was now truly underway. Silence fell as the duel announcer knight sternly declared the rules for safety. Only wooden weapons would be permitted. Now, Logan stands calm, his thoughtful gaze meeting the solemn eyes of a knight. A quiet moment hangs in the air, full of unspoken anticipation as their paths intertwine. Young Master Logan's thoughtful gaze solidified into a silent nod. The duel was set, his unwavering resolve accepting the terms. A knight gritted his teeth, sweat beading, burdened by a heavy decision. Young Master Logan's relentless will left him no alternative but to proceed despite his deep unease. The curious knight grimaced, raising a hand in protest. Even with wooden weapons, a knight's strength could kill. He knew, whatever happened, the consequences would be severe. As Dominan prepared, a frantic voice cried out, a hand reaching forward in desperation. "Sir Dominan, for the gods' sake, have mercy." the tension mounted. With a sharp thump, Logan and Dominan charged. The duel had truly begun, their initial moves clashing in the dusty arena as the solemn night watched on. Young Master Logan charged forward, wooden sword held firm, initiating his attack. Dominan stood ready, his own weapon raised for the fierce duel that had just begun. With the duel officially underway, young Master Logan surged forward, his boots kicking up dust as Dominan likewise met his charge. With a thunderous roar, Dominan lunged forward, a crimson aura flaring around him. The duel had officially begun. From the doorway, McLean guards watched. One guard gasped at Dominan's intense force. The other merely smirked, dismissing Dominan's effort against a normal person's as overkill. Rick and the attendant gasp in terror. Dominan's savage advance, even with a wooden sword, promises utter devastation for young Master Logan. Sir Dominan, please be gentle. Logan stands, observing the duel with a bored, distant gaze. His opponent's struggles elicit no reaction, only a calm indifference, as if the challenge isn't worth his full attention. Dominan roared, raw power surging through him, a red aura leaking out. His face contorted with rage, yet a hint of struggle showed he couldn't control it. Logan, with a bored gaze, watched Dominan's uncontrolled rage. A raw red aura pulsed around Dominan, yet Logan remained utterly indifferent, almost amused by his opponent's fury. Dominan's teeth gritted, a furious growl escaping him as red aura pulsed. Kid, he seethed, his rage at Logan boiling over. Dominan's hand gripped his wooden weapon, a furious crimson aura erupting. His rage, far from fading, proved he was still a formidable force. A younger Dominan at 40 had already resolved to retire, weary of his reputation. Below, startled guards gasped at what they saw. Dominan, years before, wore a weary gaze. The knight, then 40, simply existed, his thoughts drifting towards a quiet retirement from the endless battles. Logan smirked, his calm eyes sharp. But, I guess you're all past your prime now. His confident words cut deep, oozing arrogant dismissal. Dominan's face contorted with pure fury, teeth grinding in disbelief. How dare Logan McLean speak to him with such contempt? His anger boiled over. Dominan descended in a furious red blast, his powerful strike sending Logan reeling back. The ground itself seemed to erupt from the sheer force. Rick and the attendant recoiled in sheer terror, clutching each other. They screamed, convinced young Master Logan was facing certain death in the brutal duel. Dominan's crimson power exploded outward. Having already decided to retire, he poured his entire being into this devastating strike. Dominan unleashed a powerful aura-infused strike, declaring it his secret technique. Yet young Master Logan watched, completely unfazed, a silent challenge in his calm red eyes. Dominan's secret technique struck. Unfazed, Logan's eyes burned. His own immense power surged, a crimson aura erupting around him as he prepared his counter. A surge of golden power erupted. Logan's overwhelming counterattack struck with decisive, splitting force, echoing with a final mighty impact. Logan's counter collided with Dominan's furious strike. Their wooden swords met with an explosive asterisk, thwack asterisk, raw power sparking across the dueling ground. The impact struck Dominan hard, his face twisted in a desperate grimace, sweat pouring down as he bore the raw force. The wooden sword snapped with a dull asterisk, thwack asterisk. The duel had just taken a definitive, brutal turn. Dominan's blade shattered. Young Master Logan stood over him, wooden sword held low, an unbothered gaze reflecting finality. The duel was decided. Logancep's wooden sword was held firm, reflecting the decisive end. His voice cut through the air. You call yourself a knight? Young Master Logan stood over his fallen foe, an air of complete indifference around him. His sigh was loud, his gaze bored. Is that truly your best? He scoffed. The guards recoiled in terror. Logan's power had erupted, shattering not just Dominan's sword but their very understanding of what was possible. Maid Mary, Rick, and the attendant screamed, their faces contorted in utter terror and disbelief. Logan's raw power had left the entire household staff in panicked shock. Young Master Logan stands over Dominan, wooden sword held casually. His calm, distant eyes betray his utter boredom after such a decisive, effortless victory. Dominan lies defeated. The McLean guards gaped, their faces etched with shock. They couldn't even grasp what had just transpired, only the first young master's terrifying, overwhelming power. Bathed in golden light, Logan gazed up, a stunned realization dawning on his face. Could this immense power truly be his own? Dominan, utterly defeated, panicked, and stammered, scrambling away from young Master Logan. The first young master merely watched, unmoving, his expression bored. With a confident smirk, Logan McLean casually posed a question, suggesting he might grant Dominan another chance despite his recent defeat. Defeated and humiliated, Dominan lay on the ground, gasping. He struggled to respond, his armored body tense under the weight of Logan's unexpected offer. Dominan, still reeling from Logan's overwhelming power, gasped in utter disbelief, his face etched with strain. What just happened? Young Master Logan stood calm, his wooden sword at rest. Meanwhile, his defeated opponent grappled with a crushing realization. Was he truly weaker than this kid? A powerful hand gripped the wooden sword, radiating a crimson aura. All Dominan could utter was a choked, desperate, no. Dominan's face contorted in utter disbelief, his scream of frustration echoing. This couldn't be real. His defeat, his weakness, all laid bare by Logan's power. Logan clenches his teeth, clutching his wooden sword. A fierce energy strains him, pushing past his limits as he struggles to control the overwhelming power. The strike landed, a blinding flash of pure power. Logan's overwhelming might became undeniable, utterly crushing his opponent. It was the truth of his awakened strength. The force of the blow ripped through Dominan, leaving him sprawled and gasping, blood splattered as the crushing reality of Logan's overwhelming power set in. Logan stood firm, wooden sword ready, his eyes sharp. Dominan lay defeated, overwhelmed, the raw power of Logan's strike still lingering in the air. Logan scowled, a low chi escaping his lips. He'd offered a chance, but it seemed some just couldn't seize it. His disappointment was clear. Dominan crumbles, hands clutching his head in utter defeat. Logan watches, his silent presence a crushing weight, as humiliation engulfs his foe. Dominan clutched his bleeding nose, his face twisted in pain and disbelief. The humiliating defeat had taken its toll, leaving him broken and reeling from Logan's overwhelming power. Logan looks down with disdain at the defeated Dominan, who can only manage a weak, strained address. The duel's aftermath hangs heavy. Dominan crumpled, blood dripping from his nose. His eyes squeezed shut, the pain of utter defeat overwhelming him as he struggled to admit it. A brutal strike landed, Dominan crumpled, blood spurting as Logan's irritated gaze sealed his humiliating defeat. The duel was over, decisively. A grimace of annoyance crossed Logan's face. He had shown more than enough leniency to the disrespectful vassal. Now only one path remained. Logan's irritation flared, gripping his weapon tight. His fierce gaze promised retribution. Punishment was coming. With a fierce grip, Logan's power surged through his wooden sword, emanating a striking blue aura. His resolve was absolute. Dominan endured Logan's brutal punishment. Blow after blow struck him, leaving him dazed and helpless. All he could do was cry out, completely overwhelmed. The brutal punishment continued, leaving the McLean staff utterly horrified. Gasps of terror filled the air, as they questioned if anyone would dare intervene against Logan. The McLean guards gripped the railing, faces pale with terror. Was this truly the young Master Logan they knew? His terrifying power had changed everything in mere months. Logan's gloved hand held the wooden sword with immense skill, a powerful blue aura shimmering. His mastery was undeniable, a testament to true hidden strength. With his brutal punishments complete, Logan stood victorious under the vast sky. Dominan lay utterly broken at his feet. The ordeal was finally over. The announcer, visibly shaken and sweating, struggled to declare the brutal victory. Logan McLean stands firm, irritation on his face. A fierce blue aura bursts from his wooden sword, declaring his undeniable presence and overwhelming power. Sunlight warmed the quiet, elegant room. An unfinished game lay on the chess table. That was impressive, a voice noted, hinting at unseen events. Patrick McLean, bathed in light, turns to Logan. Sensing his son's profound change, the patriarch demands to know what happened during the intense training. Patrick McLean stood impassive, so his father had been watching the entire duel after all. Logan's eyes narrowed, a mix of irritation and understanding dawning. Logan reflects on his training, revealing a profound shift. By letting go of greed, an unbelievable force unexpectedly filled him, a power he now struggles to believe. Logan McLean's gaze was distant, a profound realization dawning. His true strength wasn't born from greed, but a harrowing past where he sacrificed everything. Logan McLean, a new scar etched on his cheek, gazed with deep contemplation. A profound, almost empty realization settled upon him, a truth discovered only after decades. Patrick McLean observed Logan, acknowledging his change. Logan listened, a calm facade masking the immense power within. A tense silence filled the air. Patrick McLean's stern gaze pierced the air. "After all that, your first action is to assault a knight?" he thundered, his voice echoing in the tense hall. Logan, looking annoyed but firm, explained his recent actions. A slight bead of sweat on his brow hinted at the strain, but his conviction remained absolute. Lord McLean, enraged, demands if Logan's brutal punishments was truly necessary. Logan, unyielding and composed, calmly affirms his actions, a tense silence hanging between father and son. Logan met his father's furious gaze, his own red eyes calm. He confirmed the brutal necessity of his actions, his quiet resolve unwavering. Patrick McLean stared, a bead of sweat tracing his temple, his brow furrowed in utter disbelief, struggling to process Logan's ruthless conviction. Logan, clad in gleaming armor, wore a chilling smile. His harsh justice was vital, he asserted, to purge threats to the family's very discipline. For an organization to thrive, its foundation must be built on the unwavering pillar of hierarchy. A precarious tower of planks teeters, a stark visual. When the very order is shaken, the foundation itself begins to crumble. Dominion lay broken, a grim lesson for all. The McLean guards watched, knowing Logan's brutal discipline would not be forgotten. Young Master Logan's calm gaze held a firm conviction. Dominion was undeniably to blame, having strayed from his duty and dared to cross him. His judgment was clear. Patrick McLean calmly advised young Master Logan to rein in his powerful actions, leaving Logan surprised by his father's measured response. Logan McLean, with a dark grin, offered more punishment. Patrick McLean, his back turned, recoiled in protest, the air thick with Logan's unsettling menace. Patrick McLean's gaze was firm. He wouldn't condone Logan's methods but commanded no more rogue actions without his explicit approval. His authority was absolute. Despite the subtle jab about his official status, young Master Logan met the words with an almost bored composure. His power spoke for itself. Formalities seemed trivial. The chessboard waited, silent and still, under a ray of light. Also, a voice began, heavy with purpose. "There's something you should know." Logan's gaze was thoughtful, a silent question forming as he listened. What new challenge awaited him? Logan McLean's eyes narrowed, a tense silence falling as the news settled. His fiancée, Rena, would soon arrive, an unexpected visit that brought a serious, unreadable look to his face. Logan McLean let out a slow breath, the announcement heavy in the air. Rena was finally coming. His expression was hidden, but deep thought clouded him. Her long hair billowed as a gentle smile graced her lips. Rena had finally arrived, a vision of warmth and grace, her presence brightening everything. The enigmatic observer's unsettling grin widened. Rena descended, but in his eyes she was nothing more than a cash cow, a resource to be exploited. Amidst the soft morning light, Rena stood, her long, flowing hair catching the breeze. She gazed serenely upward, a delicate teal earring shimmering as she arrived. At the grand castle gates, Princess Rena made her radiant entrance, surrounded by watchful guards. Yet a sense of danger lingered, hinting at predators drawn by her arrival.